Ever wonder how your favorite snacks got their start? In 13 Popular Snacks and the History Behind Their Creation, we dive into the surprising origins behind beloved treats, from an accident that birthed the perfect potato chip to the rise of Doritos, M&Ms, and Pop-Tarts. We'll trace clever twists, rivalries, and cultural shifts that turned simple snacks into icons. Grab a snack and join us as history gets delicious. 1. The accidentally invented potato chip that started from pure spite. Less than p greater than. Picture this. A chef so annoyed with a picky customer that he decides to create the thinnest, crispiest potato slices possible just to spite him. There are a lot of different theories about who first invented the potato chip, but the most popular, and by far my favorite, theory is that the potato chip originated from an act of passive aggression. According to a popular but largely unverified story, back in 1853, a restaurant chef named George Crumb supposedly got annoyed at an entitled customer who had complained that his fried potatoes were not sliced thinly enough. In an act of malicious compliance, the chef sliced some potatoes as thinly as he could and fried them up for this 19th century Karen. His plan backfired, because the customer loved the flat potatoes. Less than p greater than. What makes this story even better is that George may have lost that particular battle, but he inadvertently invented the potato chip by being petty, and I've never heard of a bigger win than that. Sometimes the best inventions come from the most unexpected emotions, and in this case, frustration led to one of America's most beloved snacks. Less than p greater than. 2. Oreo cookies. The sandwich that beat its competition. Less than p greater than. This dunkable delight debuted in the spring of 1912 by the National Biscuit Company, now known as Nabisco and owned by Kraft. But it wasn't a stand-alone offer. The Oreo was packaged as part of the trio: the Mother Goose, the Veronese, and the Oreo biscuit. It soon became clear that the Oreo was the star of the bunch, and the other two treats became a matter of historical record. The cookie world had its first major success story. Less than p greater than. Here's something that might surprise you. Hydrox cookies were created in 1908, and Oreos were created in 1912. Hydrox cookies were actually more popular than Oreos at first, but Oreos eventually took over the market. Sometimes being second doesn't mean being second best, and Oreos proved that superior marketing and taste could triumph over being first to market. Less than p greater than. 3. Doritos. From Disneyland's leftover tortillas to billion-dollar brand. Less than p greater than. Who would have thought that the happiest place on earth would also become the birthplace of one of America's most addictive snacks? Legend has it, we have Mickey Mouse to thank for these crispy treats, according to Business Insider. Doritos' parent company, Frito-Lay, operated a restaurant named Casa de Fritos inside the park in the 1960s. When a salesman noticed that Casa de Fritos was throwing away stale tortillas, he suggested they fry them for chips instead. When marketing executive Arch West saw this, he loved the idea and convinced Frito-Lay to start selling the chips nationally in 1966. Less than p greater than. According to West's daughter, Jana Hacker, West first envisioned the idea of Doritos in the early 1960s while working as Frito's vice president of marketing. West was vacationing with his family in San Diego, California, in 1961, when he noticed customers at a small, roadside restaurant eating corn chips that had been deep-fried. West reportedly enjoyed the taste of this type of snack food. What started as waste reduction became a snack revolution. Less than p greater than. The name itself tells a story too. Instead, the name was made up by Arch West, who decided to combine the Spanish word for gold, oro, with Frito's suffix, ito, and tacked a d in front because he felt like it. The resulting Doritos was approved, and it's been the name of these tortilla chips ever since. Less than p greater than. 4. Lay's potato chips. A Depression-era success story. Less than p greater than. In 1932, the entrepreneurial Herman W. Lay started his small potato chip business in Nashville, Tennessee. That very same year C.E. Doolin sampled a bag of corn chips in a San Antonio cafe. Doolin loved those corn chips so much that he purchased the recipe and began to sell bags of the crunchy snacks out of his Model T Ford. Two separate entrepreneurs, two different visions, but destiny had bigger plans. Less than P greater than while Doolin was making his corn chips, Lay was busy producing his potato chips. Lay purchased Atlanta's Barrett Food Company in 1938 and then formed H.W. Lay and Company. Over the next few decades, the two businessmen independently grew their snack chip companies. In 1961, the men joined forces and thus created Frito-Lay. This merger created what we know today as one of the most dominant forces in the snack industry. Less than, P greater than. 5. The controversial story of Flamin' Hot Cheetos. Less than P greater than this one's a doozy, and it shows how complicated food history can get. According to Montañez's account, when a Cheetos machine broke down, he took home a batch of unflavored snacks and seasoned them with spices akin to Mexican street corn. He pitched this idea to CEO Roger Enrico over the phone and was invited to deliver an in-person presentation, which he prepared for by researching marketing at the public library. Montañez then presented the product as appealing to the growing Latino market, and provided samples in plastic bags that he had hand-decorated and sealed. It was soft-launched 6 months later to a test market in Los Angeles, and approved for national release in 1992. Less than, P greater than, but here's where things get spicy, and not in a good way. In May 2021, a Los Angeles Times article disputed Montañez's claim, reporting that based on an internal investigation at Frito-Lay, he did not create Flamin' Hot Cheetos. A spokesperson for Frito-Lay stated, "We value Richard's many contributions to our company, especially his insights into Hispanic consumers, but we do not credit the creation of Flamin' Hot Cheetos or any Flamin' Hot products to him. Sometimes the most inspiring stories turn out to be more complicated than they first appear." Less than, P greater than. 6. Twinkies. The snack cake that almost wasn't less than P greater than. Here's a fun fact that might make you appreciate that golden sponge cake even more. The 89-year-old Louis Browning of Shelbyville, Indiana, has been eating a minimum of one Twinkie every day since 1941, consuming more than 22,000 Twinkies in his lifetime. Compare that with Twinkie founder Dewar, who reportedly ate more than 40,000. Today 500 million Twinkies are baked each year. Now that's what I call dedication to a product. Less than, P greater than. The creation of Twinkies shows how innovation often comes from practical needs. The original idea was to make use of shortcake pans that were only used during strawberry season. By creating a year-round product that could use the same equipment, the company maximized their resources and accidentally created an American icon. Less than, P greater than. 7. Peanut butter. The doctor's nutritious invention. Less than, P greater than. In 1890, a doctor in St. Louis invented an easily digestible protein-packed food, peanut butter. But in 1923, it was Joseph Rosefield who perfected the physician's spread by inventing a process that would prevent oil separation. What started as a medical innovation became a lunchbox staple across America. Less than, P greater than. The journey of peanuts in America tells an even more interesting story. Peanuts first arrived from South America via slave ships and became incorporated into African-inspired cooking on southern plantations. After the Civil War, the taste for peanuts spread north, where they were incorporated into the culture of such popular events as baseball games and vaudeville theaters. This shows how food culture travels and evolves through different communities and social events. Less than, P greater than. 8. Chocolate chip cookies. A happy kitchen accident. Less than, P greater than. Ruth Graves Wakefield was a chef at the Toll House Inn in Whitman, Massachusetts. She was trying to make a chocolate cookie, but she ran out of melting chocolate. So, she chopped up some Nestlé's chocolate bars, impatient to melt them, and put them in the dough. The result was the first chocolate chip cookie. Sometimes impatience leads to the most delicious discoveries. Less than, P greater than. What makes this story even better is that Wakefield probably thought she was taking a shortcut or making do with what she had. Instead, she created what many consider the perfect cookie, one where the chocolate maintains its distinct chunks rather than melting completely into the dough. Less than, P greater than. 9. Pop-Tarts and the rise of convenience foods. Less than P greater than the 1960s marked a revolutionary time in American snacking, when convenience became king and breakfast could come in a foil package. Pop-Tarts represented this shift perfectly. You could toast them, eat them cold, and take them anywhere. They embodied the American dream of having it all: taste, convenience, and portability. Less than, P greater than. Less than P greater than. The success of Pop-Tarts opened the floodgates for countless other convenience snacks. Companies realized that busy American families wanted foods that could work with their increasingly hectic lifestyles, leading to an explosion of packaged, portable options throughout the following decades. Less than, P greater than. 10. M&M's. The candy that went to war. Less than P greater than. What had the biggest impact on the snacking industry and trends of this decade was the U.S. involvement in World War II. Popular and practical additions to soldiers' ration kits were Tootsie Rolls, M&M's, and other heat-resistant chocolates. War has a way of shaping food innovations, and M&M's proved that necessity really is the mother of invention. Less than, P greater than. Less than P greater than. The genius behind M&M's wasn't just the candy shell. It was solving a real problem. Chocolate melts, but soldiers needed portable energy sources that could withstand various climates. The hard candy coating meant that soldiers could carry chocolate without ending up with a messy, melted disaster in their pockets. Less than, P greater than. 11. Goldfish crackers. A Zodiac-inspired gift. Less than P greater than. Here's one of the most charming origin stories in snack history. Campbell was looking for a way to use up leftover cheese, and he came up with the idea of goldfish crackers. It was shaped like fish, because it was a gift to his wife, as she's a Pisces, the zodiac sign that has a fish symbol. Sometimes the sweetest gestures lead to the most successful products. Less than, P greater than. Less than P greater than. This story shows how personal touches can become universal appeals. What started as a husband's thoughtful gift to his wife based on her astrological sign became a snack beloved by children and adults alike. The playful fish shape made eating more fun and interactive. Less than, P greater than. 12. Cheetos. The puffed corn revolution. Less than P greater than. After the war, new products appeared on the market, such as Smarties, Junior Mints, Almond Joys, and Cheetos. The post-war era brought optimism and innovation, and Cheetos embodied that spirit with their bright orange color and impossibly airy texture that seemed to defy the laws of physics. Less than, P greater than. Less than P greater than. Cheetos represented something revolutionary in the snack world. They weren't just another chip or cookie, but an entirely new category of puffed, extruded snack. The manufacturing process that created their unique texture was a marvel of food engineering that opened the door for countless other puffed snacks. Less than, P greater than. Less than P greater than. The signature orange dust that coats your fingers became part of the Cheetos experience. Rather than seeing it as a design flaw, the company embraced it as part of the fun, even creating advertising campaigns around the orange-stained evidence of Cheetos consumption. Less than, P greater than. 13. The snacking revolution that changed America forever. Less than, P greater than. According to various industry surveys, the vast majority of U.S. adults report snacking regularly. What started as simple sustenance between meals has evolved into a multi-billion-dollar industry that shapes how we eat, socialize, and even think about food. Multiple studies indicate that most Americans have at least one snack per day, with particularly high rates among millennials. Less than, P greater than. Less than P greater than. The transformation from street vendor foods to packaged convenience represents more than just technological advancement. It reflects changing American lifestyles, values, and aspirations. The concept of snacking, though seemingly modern, can trace its origins back to the earliest days of human existence. What began as a necessity for survival has evolved into a multi-billion-dollar industry, and today, snacking is a cherished pastime all over the globe. Less than, P greater than. Less than P greater than. Each of these snacks tells a story not just about food, but about innovation, persistence, and sometimes pure luck. From George Crumb's spiteful potato chips to accidental chocolate chip cookies, The best snacks often come from the most unexpected moments. What fascinates me most is how many of these billion-dollar brands started from simple problems. How to use leftover tortillas, what to do with broken Cheetos, or how to make chocolate travel without melting. Next time you reach for your favorite snack, remember, you're not just eating food, you're tasting history. Ever wonder what ordinary problem might inspire the next great snack innovation? Less than, P greater than.